welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I am streaming to you live from rainy Budapest here in Central Europe. I hope everybody is having a great weekend so far. Hi Pachu, hi Seni, Viyuk. Nice to see students in the class on time. Thank you for the Christmas and New Year's wishes, Seni. I appreciate it. Students, in this class, we will be focusing on IELTS Speaking Part 2, talking a little bit about difficult cue cards, what you should do when you come across a challenging topic. While we wait for some more of your peers to join into the class, a little bit about us. This lesson is brought to you by aehelp.com. That's academicenglishhelp.com. For the academic version of the exam, check us out there. And for the general version, check us out at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com. On both of those websites, we have loads of great materials for you to improve your English, your communication, and of course, your IELTS band scores. Hi, Rajveer, and hello, English Fun. It's a great tag, a great name for the chat. Students, I'll show you those websites. The academic looks like this with the blue background. Click that big red button to join us there. And for the general version, same idea. It's a green background like so. And you can join us here by clicking that big red button there. Hi Ferdavs, Bobin Thapa, hello. Good to see more students joining up. And for those of you who have questions, just send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com. For those of you who want to use our apps, download the apps Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help from your app stores. You can also get our books in electronic or paperback version from Amazon. Search for AE Helps Academic IELTS or GE Helps General IELTS on Amazon. Now, very importantly, students, and this is one reason I was kind of waiting for more of our regular viewers to join up, a reminder of the holiday season schedule. I will post our schedule on the YouTube channel as well. Of course, these classes are according to Central European Time, that's CET, and the members classes are 13:30. Everyone chat classes are 15 o'clock. And our upcoming schedule from the 21st until January 3rd today is Speaking Part 2. After this class, we will have a few days break. There's no live classes, 22nd to the 26th. I will be releasing an HD video during that time nonetheless. Then 27th, 28th, 29th, there will be a total of 5 live classes. And then again for the New Year's, December 30th to January 2nd, there are no live classes. And then I'm back on January 3rd with Speaking Part 1. So keep that in mind. Again, I will post that schedule on our YouTube bulletin board also. Okay, everyone, let's get into today's lesson. So it is a speaking class. Make sure to speak and repeat. When you hear me say sentences, repeat questions. And when you hear new words, new expressions, write them down, use them, remember them. I use a West Coast Canadian English speaking style. It's a very crisp, clean accent of the English language. East Coast, West Coast, North American English is quite easy to understand. It's a sharp kind of English. All right, so part 2. For those of you who don't know much about the speaking section, in the IELTS speaking, you have 3 parts. All 3 parts are in one interview. The interview is 12 to 15 minutes. You start with part 1. Part 1 are usually questions about a general topic, about you, your hobbies, your favorite restaurant, colors, your favorite food. And then after part one, after about 5 minutes, 4 minutes of back and forth questions and answers between the examiner and you, the examiner will say, okay, that is the end of part one. Now we will continue with part two. For part two, here's a card. Don't turn that over yet. Here's some note paper. Here's a pencil. You will have 1 minute to look at the questions on the card, think about your answers, and then you will have 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. And the card, the questions on the card, it's kind of like a surprise in a box. You have no idea what it's going to be, except for 1 point, okay? There's 1 point that you will know. The card will have a question that's either a person, a place, an object, an event, and sometimes you might have a card that asks you about an idea. Okay? So you cannot guess the specific question on the card. It just does not happen. Okay? It's 1 in a 10 million to guess the question that's on the card. So the only idea that you can have before is it could be a person, it could be a place, it could be an object, event, or an idea. When you're at home practicing for your speaking, make sure to practice each one of these kind of topics. So practice giving 2-minute mini speech responses or mini speeches to any one of these categories. Okay? A lot of people just practice person or object. They kind of ignore place, event, and they especially ignore talking about ideas. And then they get to the IELTS exam and suddenly they turn over the card and the card goes, talk about an idea you had to make someone happy. And then the person goes, I never practiced talking about ideas. How do I do that? So be really, really careful. Pooja, thank you for your feedback. I love teaching all of you students. Absolutely. Hello, Kala from India. All right. So again, make sure, my first tip for today's lesson, to not be surprised about any question on the Part 2 cue card is make sure to practice giving answers for people, for places, for objects, for events, and for ideas. Okay? Each of these 5 have a set of ideas, of knowledge that you can give to provide a full answer. Okay? Now, Hikmatillo says the next step, students, should be to read the topic sentence twice carefully. So talk about an idea you had to make someone happy. So not an idea someone else had to make you happy, but an idea that you had to make someone happy. Okay, so that's clear. Now, when we talk about an idea, what should we include just naturally in our discussion to make it clear for the listener? So ideas should include, in clear communication, any idea. Okay, an idea that I had to make my neighborhood clean, an idea that I had to start a business. Any idea that I have, if I want to explain that clearly for another person, what should that include? What should that communication include? Okay? So think about this. Doesn't matter what the question is. So if we're just talking about an idea. Okay, first Dov says you should explain the time that you had the idea. Okay, so the time of the idea. Yeah, so when you had it. Yeah, absolutely. And Ferdov says the reason for the idea. Yeah, absolutely. So the reason, the origin. Of the idea. An expression that we use here is what sparked the idea. Okay, here's a nice expression for you, sparking the idea. Spark means to start that idea. So what sparked the idea? Okay, so good. So far, the time that you had the idea, the origin or the reason for the idea. Place is okay where you had the idea, but it's not necessarily that important. So, yeah, I mean, you can say it, the location. Sure. It's not that important. There's a couple more that are more important than that. So, let me kind of make this a little bit clear here, okay? So, time, reason, okay, of the idea. Ryuk Gil, yeah, very good. Ryuk Gil is saying how you do. Okay, so what the idea requires, okay, the requirements. Requirements for the idea. Yeah, so what do you need for the idea? So let's say the idea is about a business, right? What do I need to make that business happen? Let's say it's a restaurant, serves vegetarian food. I need a good chef. I need a location. I need a restaurant. I need beautiful decorations for the restaurant. I need some nice music, some waiters, waitresses. Okay, so yeah, Hikmatilis has the purpose. So purpose and reason, they're kind of the same, okay? But yeah, we can say that. So purpose, okay, we can do that separately. Purpose, okay? Sure. Let's see. Pure automotive detailing. Good luck on your exam tomorrow. Think about it. I don't see anybody saying this one very important point to include in the idea. Nope, don't see it. Yeah, Ferdovs, very good. The results, absolutely. Thank you, Ferdovs. Yeah, the outcome of the idea, right? Okay, so no matter what idea you're discussing, for your listener, it's important to include the reason for the idea. So why did you have this idea? The requirements, what is needed for this idea. Why do you want to do this idea? So the purpose and the result. So what happened in the end when you executed or created this idea, made it happen, right? If you include all of these points into your task or part 2 response, you should get a good band score, okay, as long as you make those clear, all right? So the time, the reason, the requirements, the purpose, and the result. That's what you're thinking of when you're thinking of ideas. All right, so now let's go back to our specific question. We'll be able to think about it much, much better. So talk about an idea you had to make someone happy. What was the idea? When and why did you think about this? What did you need to make this idea into a reality? What happened in the end? And how did the person react? Okay, those are the exact questions on the card. Notice how they're very, very synonymous with what we just wrote down about discussing an idea, right? So what is the idea? When is the idea? Requirements for the idea, the results of the idea. Okay? All right. So what's my next step? My next step, and I think some of you will tell me this, is to think of a couple different good answers. Okay? So step 2 is think of 3 possible choices and choose the one which is A, the easiest to talk about, and B, is unique. Now, unique doesn't mean that it has to be something really strange or specific, okay? So is unique does not need to be exceptionally strange. Okay, that's not a good idea because that's going to be difficult to talk about. It should be a response that not every other candidate is choosing. Okay? So, for example, surprise birthday party. Okay? So, surprise birthday party would not be the best choice here. Okay? Because there's a good chance that a lot of candidates will also be talking about surprise birthday parties. And it's very difficult for even a highly trained examiner not to naturally compare you to other students if all of you are talking about surprise birthday parties. Okay? So surprise birthday parties are not the best idea. Akash Sani says, well, maybe a farewell party at work. Okay, I think that's a pretty good one, Akash Sani. A farewell party. What else? What else would be? Pachu says inviting someone for a Christmas party. That's very relevant to the current festive season. So yeah. So inviting somebody to a Christmas dinner. Sure. Ah, an anniversary. Very good. Yeah, if you're married, perhaps an anniversary. So, and if you're not married, then who might you surprise with an anniversary party? Let's say you're not married, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a boyfriend, husband, wife. Who might you give a surprise anniversary party for? Yeah, that's right. Rahul Preet Manga, one of our members, says parents. Yeah, that could be a really good one. Okay. Why is that really good? Why would this one be really good? So if you thought about anniversary surprise party for parents, why would that be a really good one? And look how several students are like, yeah, the parents, of course. Bopin, Hikmatillo, Preeti, yeah. So why would that be a good one? An anniversary surprise party for parents. It's definitely unique. It should be easy to talk about. It is close to our hearts, Rahul Preet, absolutely. So we can definitely say a lot of information. Even if we haven't done this yet, we can easily imagine throwing this surprise anniversary party for our parents. Okay? For Dov says the outcome can be surprising. Yeah, so it's a nice, unique topic which should be fairly easy to talk about. So let's choose that one. By the way, a lot of these are good. So farewell party for a coworker at work, that's great. Or a farewell party for a friend moving to Canada or moving to another country. Those are all really, really good. Okay, those are some good ideas. I would definitely stay away from surprise birthday party. I think it's too cliche. It would be too popular of an answer. Okay. All right. If you're an orphan, Taylor, you might do an anniversary surprise party for your adoptive parents, okay, or for somebody else. So it's a different one. All right. So let's or foster parents, right? All right. So let's focus on this one. Let's go with surprise anniversary. Okay, so that's our choice. Our next step, step 3, is create usable notes. Okay, so give me some notes. So what would be some good notes to write down for a surprise anniversary party for parents? What would be some good notes to write down? Okay. Engagement, Sarav could be a good one as well. Puza, bachelor party. But let's focus now on surprise anniversary party for parents. And let's write down some notes. Remember, you have 1 minute. Students, in the 1 minute, please, please, please write down notes. Okay. And make sure to use your notes during the 2-minute speaking. Okay, so many times I see students writing down notes and then not using them when they speak. Okay, so instead of giving me ideas like date, venue, gifts, tell me what it is. Okay, give me the actual name of a place. Give me the name or the type of gift. Give me who were the guests. Who did you invite? Okay. Give me the name of the restaurant. Sheng Hung, good to see you in class. So last month, November 1st. Okay. Sure, that's usable. So give me usable notes, students. Give me notes that we can actually include. So don't just write down things like invited persons. Instead, actually name the people you invited. Okay. So Ferdov says, invite a singer who your parents love. Okay, give me the name of that singer. Okay, you invited Frank Sinatra. He's not alive anymore, so that probably wouldn't work, but it could be a Frank Sinatra impersonator. Okay. The relatives, yeah. So okay, which anniversary was this? I don't know, Sarav. Really? A watch for an anniversary gift? Maybe let's think of something a little bit more clever. Okay. I don't think I would do a ring either. Okay, classmates, coworkers, sure, probably, maybe. Okay, again, give me some usable notes. Usable notes. So, let's say, golden anniversary. Anybody know what the golden anniversary is? Moin Memon says 38th. Sure. Golden one would be your 50th anniversary. Okay. Silver would be the 25th. Right? Oh, we can say golden anniversary. Sure. Yeah, there we go, Preeti. I think that's a clever idea. So a European tour. Sure. Okay. Very good. Yeah, Ferdov says 40 years of marriage. All right, so November 1st, last month, Frank Sinatra. Why did you have this idea? Remember, students, that you should always keep all of these points in mind. So time, reason, requirements, purpose, result. So we have a little bit about the time, we have about the reason, we have some information for requirements. Okay. The purpose, the result. So think about those as well. Okay. Probably need some money. You need help from siblings. So this is what helps you to be fluent. When you have challenging questions, the way you stay fluent, the way you can create your notes quickly, is to keep thinking about the elements that make up a good response, good communication for talking about an event: time, reason, requirements. If you keep thinking about these, like requirements, what do I need? Well, obviously I need money to pay for the restaurant, to pay for that tour, pay for the invitations, and so on. Okay. Results, we haven't talked about that yet. Okay. So all of those points are very, very important to include. Okay. So okay, mom cried, dad hugged, right? Results. Okay. Golden Eagle Restaurant. I'm just making it up. It's fancy. All right, so that's about all the time you're going to have in 1 minute. So you're not going to have, you're not going to be able to write down too many points in 1 minute, but some key points. So it was November 1st last month. You invited a singer, your aunts, uncles. It's their golden anniversary. European tour as a gift. It's the money that you needed. Mom was crying. Dad was giving out hugs all night, telling jokes. Okay, it was at the Golden Eagle Restaurant. Then what do? I still have a little bit of time. I have 10 seconds before the examiner says your 1 minute is up. Okay, and I see a lot of really good concepts coming into the chat as well. So what's my next step? I'm on to what? Step 4 now? And this is a very important step. Make sure to do this step. It could save you a full half a band score in your speaking section. Okay? What should I do? And I have to do this before the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute is up. So Shang Hung says, have your first sentence ready. Okay, so have your first sentence ready. Use the statement in the question. Give a very direct answer or sentence, all right? So here, the original question is, talk about an idea you had to make someone happy. So use that statement and give a very direct answer. That should be your first sentence. So give me your first sentence, students. Talk about an idea you had to make someone happy. Give me your first sentence. How should you start? So when the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking. Boom, you have to answer like an arrow, like a spear, a direct, clear answer. Okay. So Shang Hung says, a surprising idea comes to my mind. So an idea to surprise another person, which comes to my mind, was for my parents' 50th golden anniversary last month, November 1st. Okay, very good. Just watch your grammar, Shang Hung. Not a surprising idea, an idea to surprise another person. Now, it's not to surprise, students, careful. The original question here is to make someone happy. So don't get lost in your own thoughts. A surprise party can make someone happy, but it's not we're not throwing a surprise here. The main point here is to make someone happy. Okay. Vipan says, I have always been interested in making others happy. That is not a direct answer, Vipan. That's kind of like a flashlight answer. You're going very general, okay? The answer, Vipan, needs to be a spear, an arrow straight into the bullseye. Okay. Alex Joseph, same thing. It's a flashlight answer. You're using a flashlight and you're generalizing. It's not good. The IELTS needs in the 2-minute very direct answers. Okay. So Vipan, Alex, your answers are very similar, your first sentence. So Vipan says, I have always been interested in making others happy. Alex says, it is always good to make others happy. I'm not asking about making others happy. I'm talking about an idea you had to make someone happy. Okay, not others. Look at the question. It says, talk about an idea you had to make someone happy, not to make others happy. Okay? So you have to be much more specific. Examiners do not like hearing these generalized answers. Okay, they don't get very high band scores. All right. So Rajveer says, last November, I, along with my brother, organized a party to make my parents happy on their golden anniversary. That is a spear. That is an arrow. Okay, that's the direct answer. That's the bullseye. That's what gets the high band scores. Okay. All right. So Onurkan Kayakan, our member, says, last time when I had an idea to make my parents happy, last time I had an idea to make others happy was my parents on their golden anniversary, November 1st. Yeah, it's much more direct as well. So Hikmatillo says, the best idea that comes to my mind was to organize an anniversary for my parents to celebrate their 50th golden anniversary. Nice, Hikmatillo. That's your direct answer, okay? That's your good, high quality first sentence. Yes. So the most recent idea which comes to mind to make someone happy was the golden anniversary celebration that I organized for my parents with my siblings. Okay? So that is your direct first sentence. That's what the examiner wants to hear as a first sentence, all right? Not making others happy and not having lots of ideas. No, the most recent idea which comes to your mind to make someone happy was the golden anniversary celebration that I organized for my parents with my siblings. It took place this past November at the Golden Eagle restaurant. All right, so far so good. Okay, so I started it off a little bit here. So the most recent idea. Now students, speak and repeat. The most recent idea which comes to mind to make someone happy was the golden anniversary celebration that I organized for my parents with my siblings. It took place this past November at the Golden Eagle restaurant. What would be the continuation here? So give me the next sentence. What do you think logically makes the most sense to say after this? So again, keep in mind, we're talking about an idea, right? Think about this strategy. If I'm having a conversation with myself in a mirror, and it's a very logical conversation, what would be my next question? So think about this concept here. What would I ask from myself logically at this point if this were a conversation? Okay, so I clone myself, I turn myself around, I'm saying this is a conversation. What would I ask myself? About the restaurant, maybe. I don't think so. I would ask myself something else. So Rajveer says maybe planning the party. Um, Maybe Rajveer. I personally would ask myself something else before that. Again, think about as if you're talking to an alien. So I would ask myself a different question. Okay. Who was there? Maybe, but even before that, students, um, sometimes it's good to see the world from the eyes of a small child. Yeah, for Dobbs, I love it. I think for Dobbs, you've been really working hard on your critical thinking over the past few months, and it shows because you're bang on, right? So the question I would ask myself is, why did you organize this for your parents? Okay, so that would be my question. And this is how you get that really nice fluency, structure of logic and coherence, right? So why? Okay, some people think, oh, well, of course, doesn't the examiner know? It's because I love my parents. No, the examiner doesn't know that. Okay, unfortunately, not everybody loves their parents, and maybe not every parent is deserving of love. But you need to be clear, right? So why did you decide to have this celebration now for your parents? Okay. So what would be your answer? So let's keep this self-dialogue going for a little bit. So why did you decide to organize a surprise celebration for your parents' golden anniversary? Okay. Mahmoud says their volume is quite low. If anybody else is having trouble with the volume, let me know. So Hikmatillo says, to make my parents feel on top of the world. I can't read the Cyrillic, but for fun, for enjoyment, to make it memorable. Okay, so we're getting lots of good ideas here to include. Yeah. What else? Okay. So my two brothers and I decided in October to organize, or maybe even earlier, right? Such a big party, you might be organizing it in the summer already. To organize this surprise for our parents, not only because it is an incredible milestone, but also since we love them very much, as they had worked hard throughout their lives to raise us and provide our needs. Okay? So that's what I would answer in my self-dialogue, right? And there's a lot of other great sentences. Pavan says, to show our gratitude for them being the best parents. Pavan, that's very good. Yeah, to show gratitude. It's a nice word, gratitude. So my two brothers and I decided in summer to organize this surprise for our parents, not only because it is an incredible milestone. The word milestone is used for specific kind of situations, like one milestone that I'm really happy about is this YouTube channel last week reached 1 million subscribers. Yay! So that's a milestone. Silver anniversary, golden anniversary, those are milestones. Certain birthdays, like 60th birthday, is a milestone. So not only because it's an incredible milestone, but also since we love them very much, as they had worked hard throughout their lives to raise us and provide our needs. Notice the nice complex grammar here. Okay? Thank you, Hikmatillo. That wasn't wasn't a plug, but it was just, it worked to explain the concept of milestone. Okay? All right. So good. So let's keep with that logic. So the logic is, okay, what was it? I gave a little bit of where it took place, sure. Why we did it. What would be the next question? So if you have a clone of yourself, after you explain to your listener why you created this surprise party to make them happy, okay, then what do you think would be the next question? So what would be the next question? After why? So what was the purpose? What was the reason for organizing this party to make your parents super happy? Okay? So what would be the next question? I just included this one because you should always reflect back on the topic question. So we wanted them to have a truly memorable and enjoyable day of celebration. Okay, who were the guests? Preeti, I think you're close. All right. The planning. So Charlie Sen says, yeah, planning. Of course, Charlie Sen. Very good. Yeah, so what did you need? What did you need to make it happen? Whoa. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That would be it. So what did you need to make it happen? Okay. Give me a nice response to that. What did you need to make this party happen? Use your notes. That's why you wrote them down, right? Frank Sinatra impersonator, you needed that. You needed your relatives, so you needed to send out some invites, obviously. Ooh, you needed to get a gift that really put the cherry on the cake, right? Charlie says I needed to budget. I needed meals and drinks to order some food ahead of time so the restaurant was prepared. That's right, Hikmatillo. You needed some money, so each of us threw in $5,000, right? My brothers and I each threw in $5,000 for a total of 15,000. Okay? Yeah. So give me some nice full sentences on what we needed. Okay? And this is where, again, you can use your vocabulary. In order to make this day really fun and entertaining for my mom and dad, we set a budget of $15,000. Of course, we invited lots of family and many of their friends. In fact, we even invited a Frank Sinatra cover band. Okay, there's a nice new expression for you if you didn't know it. Cover band. A cover band is a special type of music group or band that plays some famous singer or group's music. So, in fact, we even invited a Frank Sinatra cover band, as my parents love his music or his songs. The cherry on the cake was our surprise gift of a 2-week European vacation. Sure. Okay. Rajveer says, we booked the restaurant, invited a singer, and printed invitations. Students, make sure to put your ideas into sentences, okay? Into sentences. All right? Full sentences, students. Focus on those full sentences all the time. All right, so far so good. Repeat after me. Let's do this. So, the most recent idea which comes to mind to make someone happy was the golden anniversary celebration that I organized for my parents with my siblings. It took place this past November at the Golden Eagle restaurant. My 2 brothers and I decided in summer to organize this surprise for events, not only because it is an incredible milestone, but also since we love them very much, as they had worked hard throughout their lives to raise us and provide our needs. So we wanted them to have a truly memorable and enjoyable day of celebration. In order to make this day really fun and entertaining for my mom and dad, we set a budget of $15,000. Of course, we invited lots of family and many of their friends. In fact, we even invited a Frank Sinatra cover band, as my parents love his songs. The cherry on the cake was our surprise gift of a 2-week European vacation. Okay, am I done? Is this it? Am I done? We have some nice sentences coming up now. That's great. I still can't read this Cyrillic. I really should learn. But we needed to invest our money and time to schedule all the activities, to invite guests and artists, to create the program and the menu with courses and beverages. Very nice. That's some nice writing, some nice speaking. Okay, Alex Joseph says, in order to make this a memorable day, we spent about $10,000. We invited close relatives, neighbors. We even invited a Frank Sinatra cover band to enjoy the evening. Very good, Alex. Nice. And Ferdov says, we're not done yet. We need to talk about the results, the outcome. Okay? All right. Very good. The entire evening was filled with laughter and happiness. I even remember my mom's eyes filled with joys of tears as we gave her hugs and cut the cake. Okay? My dad couldn't stop thanking us and giving us hugs. Okay? So the result, what happened? Yes, what was the end result? How did the evening finish? Right? Students, very importantly, okay? Always check the cue card before you stop talking, okay? Several times I've had students where I'm interviewing them and they stop talking and they're looking at me like, yep, I just did a great job. I'm done. Nailed it. Band 9. And then I'm looking at them like, really? You missed 2 questions on the card. always look at the card. Okay? So that's why the examiner gives you the card. They don't just show it to you, but they actually give it to you. You can hold on to it. You can look at it. Okay? So what was the idea? Did I answer that? Yeah. When and why did you think about this? Did I answer that? Yeah. What did you need to make this idea into a reality? Did I answer that? Yeah. What happened in the end and how did the persons react? Okay, I just started answering that, so maybe I should include a little bit more. Always these last two questions are really, really important. And ironically and sadly, many students either miss these last two questions or say very, very little about it. Okay? Okay, so Large Eve says, well, it wasn't my planning, actually. Most of it was my sister who booked the restaurant and sent many of the invitations. Large Eve, you have to be careful. It's asking, the question is, talk about an idea you had to make someone happy. If you suddenly start explaining to me that it was kind of your sister's idea, then I'm going to be like, but the question's asking about your idea, not your sister's. So what's going on, right? Why are you going off topic? So careful with that, all right? Hickmatilla says, for the purpose of making my parents feel on top of the world, we invited their most favorite singers and also all of our relatives. We decorated the glittering arches for them to walk through as they come into the restaurant. Okay, good. Nice. Alex says, my mom was in tears. We hugged each other and I got an emotional euphoria. I've never seen my parents so happy their entire lives. Very nice, Alex. Very nice. Okay, good. All right. So, the entire evening was filled with laughter and happiness. I even remember my mom's eyes filled with joys of tear as we gave her hugs and cut the cake. My dad couldn't stop thanking us and giving us hugs. We hired a professional photographer to capture the moments throughout the evening. And my parents are excited about their upcoming trip this spring to Europe. Okay, so still talking about what happened in the end. Preeti says, at the end of the party, everyone was happy and appreciated our efforts. Very nice English, Preeti. Good, accurate English. Dhruv says, that day was the best day in my memory because I see a special happiness in my parents for all of their hard work that they put in throughout their married life. Akash says, at the end of the party, my father even let me drive his car that he never allowed me to take before. Sure, Akash, I like it. Okay, that's good. All right. So, my siblings and I all felt that we had done a great job and it was money well spent. All right. Okay, students, so that's it. That's about your 2-minute response right there. Let's go through it one more time. Again, just repeat after me. Intonation, enunciation. Notice the expressions here. Let's start by looking at the card. So again, the card says, talk about an idea you had to make someone happy. What was the idea? When and why did you think about this? What did you need to make this idea into a reality? What happened in the end and how did the person react? Here we go. After all of our wonderful planning and notes, we've come up with this. Repeat after me. The most recent idea which comes to mind to make someone happy was the golden anniversary celebration that I organized for my parents with my siblings. It took place this past November at the Golden Eagle restaurant. My two brothers and I decided in summer to organize this surprise for our parents, not only because it is an incredible milestone, but also since we love them very much, as they had worked hard throughout their lives to raise us and provide our needs. So we wanted them to have a truly memorable and enjoyable day of celebration. In order to make this day really fun and entertaining for my mom and dad, we set a budget of $15,000. Of course, we invited lots of family and many of their friends. In fact, we even invited a Frank Sinatra cover band, as my parents love his songs. The cherry on the cake was our surprise gift of a 2-week European vacation. The entire evening was filled with laughter and happiness. I even remember my mom's eyes filled with joys of tears as we gave her hugs and cut the cake. My dad couldn't stop thanking us and giving us hugs. We hired a professional photographer to capture the moments throughout the evening, and my parents are excited about their upcoming trip this spring to Europe. My siblings and I all felt that we had done a great job and it was money well spent. And your 2 minutes is up. Now we will continue with part 3. For part 3, I will ask you some more questions related to the topic of part 2. Let's talk about making others feel happy. All right. And that will be a class for another day, students. Thank you so much for joining me in this live class. Again, remember, practice talking about person, place, object, event, and idea for your 2-minute part 2 in speaking. I will be back on the 27th at the same time with speaking part 1. Until then, to get some of the best materials available in the world online today, check us out at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS, and get our apps, Academic IELTS Help app and General IELTS Help app. Install those, link the phone with the web account, and learn wherever, whenever, from some great materials. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful festive season wherever you are in the world. Make sure to study hard, enjoy learning. You have beautiful brains on your shoulders. Remember, you're learning machines. You are the greatest supercomputers known in the human universe. Bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Much love from Budapest.